Hello aspirants, looking at current affairs for 19th Jan. The news items picked up from the Hindu newspaper are these 9. We'll look at them in detail. The first one, 3 northeastern states to go to polls in Feb. So the assembly elections have been announced for the 3 northeastern states, Tripura, Meghalaya and Nagaland. So these 3 legislative assemblies here have 60 members each. The Election Commission has announced the dates, the election schedule as such too, and it also said that the VVPAT devices, means voter verifiable paper audit trail devices, would be used along with EVMs, electronic voting machines, at all polling stations in the 3 states. So as we have seen, Supreme Court has asked VVPAT devices to be used in elections. So this step is being taken by the Election Commission now. And also it says that the paper trail units from one polling station in each assembly constituency will be selected randomly for counting of paper slips to verify the results. So VVPAT machines are used to verify the election results, means the voting results. So these are paper audit trails. We'll discuss what is VVPAT in detail too. So random selection would be done, and this paper audit would be done for one polling station in each assembly constituency, right? And you should know the parties which are in power in these 3 states. It's been shown here. You can see the present strength. So in Meghalaya it is Congress, in Tripura it is CPIM, and in Nagaland it is NPF. And this is regarding VVPAT. So VVPAT EVMs as such currently display only the total number of votes polled. So when the counting is done, EVMs show only the total votes. So and also that each individual candidate, how much did they get as vote. But in VVPAT system, when this is attached to the EVM machine, this VVPAT what will it result in is a paper audit. Means whenever a vote is cast, a printed slip will come out. So a slip will be printed, which will show the name of the candidate for which the voter has voted, the voter serial number and the poll number symbol as such too. So then the voter also can verify that what he has voted has been correctly printed or not. The printout cannot be taken away by the voter. It stays in the machine. The entire roll remains in the machine. And then when the verification is being done, that paper trail is used for recounting verification. Then next is Supreme Court stays ban on screening of Padmaavat. The Supreme Court has stayed presently the notifications which have been passed by various states, including Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, etc. So these states have actually, Rajasthan have already issued notifications. Madhya Pradesh has also made statements of introducing such notifications. So Supreme Court says that when the censor board has certified the movie Padmaavat, then there is no reason for the states to take such steps. So it has ordered all states to ensure that law and order situation is maintained during the screening of the film across the country. So the Padmaavat movie has seen a lot of controversy. Finally, it was Padmavati. Now it has been named Padmaavat, and it is based on the war as such. This during 13th century between Maharaja Ratan Singh and his army of Mewar with the Sultan Alauddin Khilji of Delhi. So during this time, Johar was committed by the women here because the army could not win over. So rather than handing them over or making themselves prey to the army, the women here had committed Johar. They jumped into fire as such, gave up their lives. So that is Queen Padmavati. So this movie is regarding the story of Johar, the Padmaavat, which is actually a fictional writing by the author Malik Muhammad Jaisi. So this the author at that time. So this movie as such has resulted in controversy regarding portrayal of Queen Padmavati and about some alleged linkage between Alauddin Khilji and Queen Padmavati, while the makers of the movie have stated there are no such scenes and no such even dream sequences as such in the movie. Then next is Agni 5 extends its reach. So this is regarding Agni 5, the long-range surface-to-surface ballistic missile, which has been tested by India for the 5th time now. So this 5th test has been consecutively carried out successfully. So this 5th consecutive test has taken place from a canister on a road mobile launcher. So the first 2 successful tests actually were in 2012 and 13 in open configuration, and remaining tests are from a canister. with a mobile launcher. So these means that in a deliverable configuration, the entire launch of the missile can take place, means preparation time is very short and it can be easily tested, easily deployed as such. So Agni 5 missile has a range of over 5,000 kilometers. So India's longest range ballistic missile is Agni 5. It can reach most parts of China as well, right? So it can deliver nuclear weapons as such too. So this missile was successfully test fired for its full range from Dr. Abdul Kalam Island in Odisha. So the Wheeler Island from where these tests take place, this has been renamed as Abdul Kalam Island now. So this is where the missile tests do take place. Then next is, so this is regarding Agni 5 missile. You can see it's the most advanced version of this indigenously built missile series. It's an intercontinental surface-to-surface nuclear-capable ballistic missile developed by DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. So such intercontinental ballistic missiles are with very few countries like US, Russia, China, UK and France. And India is the next one to have developed this. Other missiles in the Agni series are also shown here with their respective ranges. Then next is plea for live streaming of Supreme Court proceedings. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear a petition now which has been filed by senior advocate Indra Jaisingh for live streaming of Supreme Court proceedings in cases of public interest and of national importance. So as people have a right to information, so this is being demanded as such too. It is said that court proceedings are open for public viewing on online platforms in various Western countries. So it can be made applicable to India as well. Specifically, it is calling for hearing in the Aadhaar petitions by the Constitution Bench open for such purposes. The Supreme Court is also taking steps to bring in transparency. It has allowed installation of CCTV video recording with audio in trial courts and tribunals recently. So such an order has also been passed. So if live streaming, the petition also says that if live streaming is not possible, then even a video recording should be allowed, which can be viewed later. So this is the demand. Then next is Aadhaar contradicts the role of the state, says petitioners challenging scheme. So this is regarding the Aadhaar hearing which is taking place before the 5-judge constitutional bench. This bench had earlier, it had been stated that right to privacy, whether it is a fundamental right or not, this will be looked into by a separate constitutional bench, and for that a 9-judge constitutional bench was established, because earlier an 8-judge bench had stated that right to privacy is not a fundamental right. So that's why a 9-judge bench gave its judgment as such in last year, that in 2017, that right to privacy is a fundamental right. So this is there. So on the basis of this, the petitioners are now arguing that Aadhaar scheme, it contradicts the role of the state as the custodian of citizens' fundamental right to privacy. So it is the state, means the government, which has to take care of the right to privacy of citizens. But in case of Aadhaar, actually the leakages which take place, so that is taking place where the government itself is exploiting personal rights of individuals and giving it to private corporates who use it for commercial ends. So this role of the government is being questioned here, and it says that the private agencies which enroll citizens and collect their personal data for Aadhaar, they do not have any agreement with UIDAI. So this is also point put forth. So this is the second day of the hearing, details as such on the Aadhaar issue. Then next is 2017 was the second or third warmest year, UN. So 2017 after 2016 was the third warmest year on record as such, and also it was the warmest year, the hottest year so far without an El Nino. Otherwise, El Nino generally causes heating, it results in hottest years, but 2017 was a non-El Nino year, yet it resulted in temperatures rising. So average surface temperatures in 2017 were 1.1 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, and the target is to keep it up to 1.5 levels. So this is the ambitious target as such, which has been agreed to in 2015 Paris Climate Agreement. So this is a cause of concern here. 2015 as such has been the warmest year. 2016 the second or third warmest year. Sorry, 2016, you can see Yes, 2015 the warmest, and then 2016 the second, and 2017 comes up as the third warmest year. But the warmest year without an El Nino is 2017. So this is there. You should know about El Nino too. We have discussed it quite often earlier too. And in 2017, we saw extreme weather events too, like the hurricanes which took place in the Caribbean and United States. Then the Arctic saw the least sea ice from midwinter, and also coral reefs suffering because of high water temperatures. This is the El Nino shown, what it basically means. So during normal years, you can see the equatorial wind gathers warm water pool towards the west. So here it is cold water along South American coast, and the warm water is carried from this region towards the Australian coast here, you can see. So these are the equatorial winds carrying this warm water pool towards the west. But during El Nino years, we see the easterly winds. They weaken, the winds reverse, and actually the warm waters move towards the east. So this is an El Nino year, resulting in warm waters here off South America coast and drought, lack of rainfall here, because warm water then results in evaporation taking place, cloud formation taking place, and rainfall in this region, including in India, Southeast Asia, India, Australia. But then during El Nino year, the winds reverse and it results in drought in this region, low rainfall in this region, and warm waters here off South American coast. Then next is GST rates on 29 goods, 53 services cut. So the GST Council had its latest meeting, the 25th meeting, in which the rates on 29 goods and 53 services have been brought down. So the issues which were to be discussed were also put forth, that is regarding GST collection being declining and also the compliance going down. So this is also there. The services which saw their rates reduced, you can see are mentioned here, like tailoring, entry to theme parks, also petroleum and natural gas mining and exploration. So petroleum and natural gas per se are exempted from GST presently. They are not under the purview of GST. So bringing petroleum and real estate within GST is also another important issue which presently was not discussed. No decision has been taken on this. So they are excluded, still excluded, but exploration, mining and exploration services as such saw their GST rates being cut. There are also the goods which saw their rates being reduced are shown here, like biodiesel buses, sugar boiled confectionery, drinking water, packed drinking water, LPG as such, saw their rates reduced. So these new rates would come into effect from 25th Jan. Also for declining GST collection and compliance, what was put forth as the introduction of e-way bill system, which will be rolled out from 1st Feb. So this is an anti-evasion measure. What is e-way bill system? We have seen this quite often earlier too. We'll go through it once again here. You can see the details are provided. So an e-way bill is actually generated when transport is taking place of a particular group. So there is a supplier, then there will be a transporter, and there will be a purchaser. So on generation of e-way bill, actually there is a number, e-way bill number. This is sent to all three. So the details of the e-way bill have to be sent to the purchaser. So from the supplier side, it gets initiated. Transporter as such, you can see, supplier furnishes the details of the stock, and then the transporter will generate this e-way bill, and this e-way bill number on generation of the GST portal will be sent to all three. And this, once the purchaser accepts it, then it is put into effect, and the e-way bill continues to be there in effect till the entire transit is taking place. So this is how it is ensured that goods movement is tracked as such. You can see e-way bill number generated and there with all three. And then wherever there is transfer from one conveyance to another too, so this also a new bill needs to be generated then. So this keeps a track on movement of goods, and then the compliance as such with GST can be further ensured. Then next is India to set up $350 million fund for solar projects to meet renewable energy target. So India is planning to set up this $350 million fund as such for solar projects. So India has its target of having 175 gigawatts of renewable energy added by 2022. So for this we need at least $125 billion. So that's a huge amount. So this is actually, India is emphasizing on solar energy because compared to European nations, we receive twice as much sunshine. So solar energy has been emphasized on. Renewable energy presently make up to 40%, make up to 18.2% of the total power generation of the installed power capacity. We want to extend it to up to 40% by 2030. So this is there. So installed capacity as such presently is about 60 gigawatts. And our target is to have 175 gigawatts. Means we want more 115 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity by 2022. So to achieve these targets, we have initiated various, various projects as such too. We have also formed, India with its initiative has formed International Solar Alliance Fund. So this International Solar Alliance is a group of countries who have come together to pool in funds to fund renewable energy projects. So India would also be financing renewable energy projects, solar projects worth $5 billion have been committed to as such. India's Yes Bank has contributed towards it. Even NTPC, the PSU, has also contributed $1 million to this International Solar Alliance Fund. So also foreign capital needs to be brought in for ensuring that this target is met. So this is regarding solar energy to solar power in the country. The prices have also recently, we have seen the prices have fallen for solar power generation as such too. And the target as such is listed here. And this is regarding International Solar Alliance too, which has been proposed by India. India has also set aside 5 acres of land in Gurgaon to set up National Institute of Solar Energy, where the headquarters of International Solar Alliance will also be located. And various PSUs here you can see are contributing towards this fund to fund renewable energy projects. And the last news item is budget may increase health outlay by 11%. So India is in its present budget for 2018-19, there are plans to raise the public health spending by 11%. So the health ministry had asked for a 25%, so for a 33% hike than last year, but the approval has been presently of only 11%. So this is the news. And also the demand was made as such because there's a need for expanding vaccination coverage, also towards distribution of free drugs, then also for treatment of non-communicable diseases such as cancer and diabetes, which affect a huge number of population in India as such too. So the target as such set up by the Narendra Modi government in 2017 was to raise annual health spending to 2.5% of GDP by 2025. Presently it is 1.15% of GDP. So we want to double it. But this doubling has been targeted for 2025. And the government is in power till 2019. So this is a long-term target as such which has been set. So health budget this year will put this target at risk as such too, has been pointed out. So with this funding, it will be a Herculean task to ensure that this target is achieved by 2025 is also highlighted by experts. Also in India, the number of children under 5 mortality rate is also quite high according to UN reports too. It's the highest number for any nation in the world. So health expenditure needs to increase, but then this is the news presently. So these are the news items. Thank you.